Welcome back to Wrestling Renaissance. My name is TJ Leo.
And my name is Cole 2K.
And this is the AEW Revolution results show. AEW Revolution was this past Saturday. And we're going to break down everything that happened, take a look at our predictions, rate each match on the 1 to 10 scale, and see how things turned out. See how it goes.
The show will not last as long as that pay-per-view did, including the pre-show, for sure.
Yeah, let's do our top-down view before we get into the specific matches. What did you think of the show overall? I think you've led off with a great point. It was way too fucking long.
Now, I sat down and watched the pay-per-view starting at 8 o'clock when that came on. So I sat down and watched probably 7/8 of it. Full transparency, I did fall asleep during the Mox and Coat match during
Don't
the main
blame
event. That was a long one. Some of the matches took a lot of energy out of me watching it. Yeah, I was stuffed full of entertainment. I did not feel like I could use the restroom or go get something to eat without missing something, because they just stacked one on top of another.
Just pumped them out left, right, and center. And the video packages were very short.
Very short. I think a happy medium should be met between what AEW does and what WWE does, because I think 15, 20 minutes between matches, like WWE does, is way too long. And I think 1 to 2 between AEW is way too short.
Yeah, I think WWE's PLE length, non-WrestleMania PLE lengths are pretty good.
I think they're really good.
The amount of matches, I like the fact that they give time to the matches. 4 is usually, to me, a little light. I think they could do 5, but they usually end up doing 4 matches and then like a segment on their PLEs.
I know the last one, just because Elimination Chamber, the matches themselves were so long, they did 4 plus that segment. Normally, like a Backlash or Money in the Bank or some of those other ones, they do 5. And then like the big ones, they do 7.
Yeah, the SummerSlam and the WrestleMania, those are their big ones. Yeah,
Survivor Series.
I guess they do.
Survivor Series, because War Games last so long.
Yeah, and now they have 2 War Games matches every Survivor Series. So there's usually only 4 matches on those cards now. Yeah, it's basically just SummerSlam and WrestleMania where you get the big show, which is interesting because they're not very far apart.
Nope.
When you think about it for a second, you're like, oh yeah, WrestleMania and SummerSlam are like 6 months apart. No, they're not. WrestleMania's in April, and SummerSlam's in August, early August usually. So that's not a huge gap. I almost wonder if they should figure out a different method of putting those 2 big shows together, because it's like there's a huge wait time between SummerSlam and WrestleMania.
Yep.
But getting back to AEW, the show was way too long, and if you include the pre-show, oh my god, dude.
Yeah, the pre-show I was up and around doing stuff.
Can you imagine being in the crowd for the pre-show and the main card?
No.
What was that, like 6 hours? What the heck?
Yeah.
5 or 6 hours?
Yep.
Oh my god.
Now the matches, the matches for the pre-show didn't start until, they started at 6, 2 hours, or no, 7, an hour before. They pretty much
somehow they fit 4 matches into an hour.
One of them, the Jericho match, never really started, or never officially started.
Right, I heard about that. Yeah.
But all the other ones they jam-packed into an hour, or just a little over an hour.
Crazy. And by the way, 2 of the pre-show matches were announced the night before.
Yeah.
Why even bother? I just don't understand. It's so weird. One thing I'll say about the show was that it was better than those 3 or 4 really bad pay-per-views that AEW had in 2024, like Full Gear, Wrestle Dream, I think was one that was really bad as well.
Forbidden Door.
Forbidden Door. Oh,
Forbidden
Door. Oh God.
Those matches were so random.
Oh, they were just it was just so dumb. But I would say it was better than it was definitely better than those. Was it better than World's End? World's End? I don't know, about even maybe. I think they're both very similar.
I mean, it was really good.
Yeah. From a top-down view. Now, when we get into the specifics, oh boy, there's a lot to talk about specific-wise. So let's get into it. I've got my predictions championship right here. It's on the line. We're gonna see if I've lost it or if I get another one of my four defenses. If this goes through,
would be number
4 or 5.
4.
4. Yeah.
I think 4 wins in a row, 3 defenses.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Good point.
Yeah.
Good point. All right, so let's kick things off. I'm not going to go in order of the matches, how they were booked, because I honestly don't even remember how they were booked. I'm going to go by what we did with the predictions.
No. I got it.
I got
you. I got you.
If you got the order they were in, let's kick things off with the starting match, which was drum roll.
Hangman, Adam Page, and MJF.
Right, that's right. I remember because was having issues getting the stream to work. Missed the first quarter of it. But wasn't a terrible match until a certain point. Until a certain point.
No, and I was messaging you right when it happened, and I said, this person's going to win.
Yeah.
And by golly, he ended up winning.
That's exactly what happened. Yeah. So the first half of the match was pretty good. Some people didn't like MJF's hip thrust move at the beginning. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was totally MJF.
It's very MJF.
Yeah, fit him totally. I thought it was just hilarious. For those who didn't watch it, he did like a run of the ropes and then acted like he was going to do some sort of like knee to the face or like clothesline and on the ground.
Sat on the ground, feet in front, and looked like he was going to do one of the yes kicks or whatever. The kick where you run into him and kick him in the chest, but he just stopped and
how do you even say it? It was like
thrust it in his face.
He just thrust it in his face.
Yeah,
exactly. It was funny. And the look on Page's face once he got up, where he was like, "What the fuck was that, man?"
Yeah,
it was funny. But the point at which you were referencing was on the outside of the ring. MJF gave a tombstone pile driver to Adam Page.
Page went to do a moonsault from the apron. MJF caught him. No, he went to do a moonsault, but then it didn't hit. Then he was going to try to do a tombstone on MJF. MJF reversed it.
Oh yeah, the triple reverse
tombstone of his own, and then did a running, jumping tombstone onto a open seated steel chair.
Yeah.
And as soon as that happened, I said MJF or Hangman's going to end up winning.
Yeah.
Because why not?
Because you're going to survive that, of course. That's exactly what you should do. You should survive a jumping tombstone pile driver on a chair. You should absolutely survive that.
So then, a minute and a half after that, Page breaks the 10 count right at 9, which
that was terrible. My God.
The ref finally started counting. This will be probably a mention of mine for most of the matches is
bad
just
reffing.
The amount of time that is spent outside without the ref counting.
Yeah, just they gave him way too much time.
You can say referee's discretion. You don't want it to end in a count out. Do you really want a pay-per-view match to end in a count out? But
give me a break at a certain point.
Yeah. If every match uses referee's discretion, then no match uses referee's discretion.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
If every match is special, then nothing is special.
I also really hated that mad dash for Page to get in. It seems like AEW is all about this like taking everything to the max, type of mentality. And it's like, how long can I sit here and get back in the ring with 1 millisecond left? How can I do that? And then it just looks stupid.
A smart competitor will do that because he'll take as much time as he can resting. You know,
But he
whether
wasn't
that's a heel or
wrestling.
but it's not ever done like that. It's I'm gonna play dead for 9.5 seconds and then take
0.5 seconds to jump into the ring.
5 seconds to jump back in the ring. Yeah.
Yeah, it was stupid. It was like you look at that, right? And then you look at Taker doing that. And I mean, it's Undertaker, but like learn from the legends, people. Learn from the legends. When Taker does that kind of thing, he slowly comes back to consciousness around like 7, and then he starts like wobbling back towards the ring. And at 9, he'll like reach for the ring and then fall back down and then jump back into like he'll lead you on a story doing that, not just play dead until
9 seconds.
Oh, just brutal, just stupid. That's the kind of stuff that makes wrestling look dumb to people who don't watch wrestling. And you can't do that. Like if you want to expand your audience, doing that kind of stuff just makes it look stupid. Ugh, I hate it. But as you noted, MJF won. I don't remember how he won. Do you remember?
Page won.
Page won. Yeah, page one.
So, he got in the ring to barely break the count. MJF was, I don't know. I think he calls it the heat seeker.
Yes.
He drapes him like Orton does his DDT, but then jumps into basically a pile driver.
Yeah, it's really cool looking.
Page blocked it, got in the ring, and picked MJF up into his Deadeye.
Right.
Dropped him for the Deadeye, picked him up, did the Angel's Wings, Christopher Daniels finisher on him, and then he did his buckshot lariat and pinned him.
Yeah.
At least he did sell the neck.
Yeah.
From the tombstone.
Yeah, he sold it by doing a buckshot lariat.
I mean, he held his neck.
Something you should not be able to do after having your neck fucked up like that. I'm taking my title off just because it's annoying. It'll come back to me at some point, I'm sure. Yeah.
So unlike Cody, the weight of the title is too much for you, because he said in his promo last Friday that
if it would stay on me, I wouldn't be too mad. But it doesn't want to stay. It just keeps slipping. So yeah, I thought the match was fine up until that point, and then I was like, oh, here we go, the AEW Classic. Taking bumps that make absolutely no sense to survive, but you're going to survive them anyway. And then not only are you going to survive, but you're going to come back and win it. Just stupid crap. I hate it. But Paige came back with the win. I would give the match, I don't know, a 6. I'd give him a 6.
I would give that one, I guess 6.5, 7.
7.
I give it 7.
No half points. Gotta go with a solid number. So
I go with the 6 then.
Going with the 6. Okay.
No, I'll go with the 7. I'll go with the 7.
Oh, he's going with 7. He's going up. All right. How'd we do on predictions?
Well, you went with MJF for 7, and I went with MJF for 2.
He's got the whiteboard. He knows his lucky charm.
Yes.
Ooh.
We'll see if it is.
So I got 0, and you have 7.
0. I picked MJF as well.
Oh, we both picked MJF?
We both picked MJF, yeah.
Oh, shit, son. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. What was the next match?
Next up was Mercedes Moné and
Momo Watanabe.
Watanabe. Or Wannabe.
Watanabe, I think.
Watanabe.
So I commented several times during this match to you that Momo seemed out of it for this match. Lackluster. Something just wasn't clicking. And apparently she did suffer some sort of injury during the match. We haven't, the dirt sheets haven't figured out what the specific injury was. Some people thought it was a knee injury.
I saw someone who said an ankle.
Yeah, something leg related, but nothing's been confirmed. That being said, I thought she, if I was going to guess what her injury was, I would have thought she got knocked loopy. She just seemed really, lethargic and just kind of walking through the match. Not really. There was no energy.
Maybe she had a case of the boo-boo face.
The boo-boo face?
The boo-boo face.
What's the boo-boo face?
You not heard of the boo-boo face?
I don't know.
She knows she's going to lose.
Yeah, that had crossed my mind, actually. Didn't know there was a name for it, but yeah, that crossed my mind.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is a word in the business, apparently.
the boo-boo face. The boo-boo face. Okay. I don't have much to say about this match. It was lackluster because of Momo. It did pick up towards the end. It had a really good last couple of minutes. But getting there was kind of painful. But yeah, the last couple of minutes were really good. I can't say it saved the match for me. It wasn't as good as Mercedes and Statlander from the last show.
No.
But yeah, I can't think of any highlights from the match specifically.
So the match went like 18 and a half minutes.
Yeah, it was pretty long
for a women's match. Yeah. I'd say probably the first 10 to 12 minutes, it just dragged by.
Oh, it was brutal.
And then I don't know if it was the stiff kicks that Momo gave her is when it kind of started heating up, but Momo just laid into her with those kicks.
Yeah, she hit her in the neck.
Yeah, one of them really caught her in the neck.
Yeah. Good thing she wasn't a guy. That larynx would be gone.
Yeah. Yeah, she got her with some stiff ones. And then I think after that, the fans started getting into it more.
Yeah.
Action kind of picked up a little bit. And then, I mean, it ended up, the last 4 or 5 minutes were actually pretty good. Action back and forth.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I think that was pretty much the highlights was just how it was when it picked up.
Yeah, it took too long to get there.
Yeah, it took a long time to get there, though.
Yeah. Who ended up coming up with the win? Well, of course, Mercedes.
Mercedes with her finisher. She got her moneymaker.
The moneymaker. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that move, by the way.
I think she changed it up to where the person she gives it to just gives a flat stomach bump instead of. I don't know if she tried to give him a knee before, but this one looked a little bit smoother.
It did look smoother. The only problem I have with it is that she's a tiny lady, and I don't like her doing a lift type move. Yeah. She is more of a submission type person, more of a high flying type person. For her to do like something where you're picking up an opponent, like I would never believe her picking up Nia Jax,
Rhea.
Like Rhea, like Bianca Belair. Like it just.
I mean, Nia is kind of unfair to say because the size
she's
of
heavy,
them, but
you get what I mean, though.
Someone like Raquel, who's close to 6 feet. Charlotte, maybe, who's close to 6 feet.
It's a similar problem to what I have with Punk and his GTS. He's just a small dude, and I just think he could come up with a much more fitting finisher for him, and that's kind of the way what I feel with Mercedes. Plus, Mercedes already has I don't know if she calls it the bank statement anymore, but she kind of has that already. So, like, why not just keep that and just use that? Yeah. As far as the match rating goes, probably a 6 as well. Honestly. Yeah,
I go 6.
Yeah.
No. What did I give MJF? Page.
7.
Did I give that one a 6 or 7?
7.
7. I give it a 6.
Okay.
I give it a 6.
Yeah. How do we do on predictions?
We both like Mercedes to win. Me for 9, and you for 4.
Ooh, picked up a little bit there. All right, cool.
So,
all right. What was next?
Next up was we had Swerve and Ricochet.
All right. So, my first comment is that this is my first time seeing Ricochet in his, I guess, his heel status.
Yeah.
I don't know did they change his theme music when he turned heel? Because I really like his current theme song.
I don't remember. I don't remember.
I feel like that wasn't what it was. I feel like it was like much faster and like higher tempo. But I really, really like his theme. I guess he he had some sort of like Prince Nana, something to make fun of Prince Nana, I guess, in his Titantron entrance. It wasn't something I realized or noticed because
I think it just had to do with the robe.
Yeah,
the lore of the robe.
The lore of the robe, which is the robe that Swerve wears when he comes out.
It's the one that I think Nana has used for 20-something years, back when he was in Ring of Honor, long time ago.
Gotcha. Swerve came out to a very bad drummer entrance.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about
it. Was awful. Yeah, like I instantly commented to a couple of people. I was like, why in the blue hell would you pick a fast-paced drummer, like a fast drum solo, for a hip-hop rap song? It just made absolutely no sense. And even if the drummer, was good, he wasn't even on beat to the song. It just felt like noise. It was terrible. And I was like, am I supposed to know this guy? Is this guy from like Blink-182 or something? Like, I don't know who this guy is.
I have no idea who he was.
Yeah. But it was, and the commentary didn't even say anything. I was like, so you just got a random drummer to do this entrance? Okay, cool. All right. But yeah, that was terrible. Sim31's in our chat right now. He says, let's talk about Young Gravy. What's that about?
So on the pre-show, they had a lot of celebrities. And then one of the celebrities they came up with was Young Gravy, who is a
rapper, I assume.
Yeah, he's a white rapper. Don't know where he's from. He's very kind of popular, I guess.
Very kind of popular, like Travis Scott.
He's AEW popular.
Okay.
So he's probably
even lower than Travis Scott.
Yes. Oh yeah. I mean, Travis Scott is one of the
don't give Travis Scott no props. He's shit.
He's one of the highest listened to. He's one of the most popular, most listened to.
All right, that's sad.
So,
all right.
But yeah, Young Gravy.
Young Gravy.
He seemed not very out of it. He just kind of seemed like
he might be on smoke.
He was asked to be there and paid to be there, but really didn't know what AEW was.
Oh my god!
It's like
that's so bad.
Yeah, it just acted like he was there and didn't know why. Like he didn't know where he was.
Brutal.
Yeah.
That sounds like something AEW would do.
Yeah.
They'll just pick someone who has absolutely no idea what we do.
You're pretty famous. You can come here and say that you're happy to be here at AEW, and he's like, okay, whatever.
Sure, bro.
Yeah. Sure,
How much you paying me?
Yeah. How much you paying me?
All
and
right.
What do I need to say?
Yeah, exactly. So Swerve and Ricochet was a pretty good match. A lot of back and forth. Pretty decent story told. There was definitely a few points at which we were nervous that or at least I was nervous because of my pick, that Prince Nana was going to turn on Swerve. But that never happened. It never happened. But it sure looked like there was potential. Yeah, there was a lot of potential spots for it.
I mean, Swerve, in his rage and anger, kind of. Nana was, of course, that happened when they were outside the ring for one of the 3-minute stretches.
Yeah.
Swerve was, I don't know, he was going to hit him with a chair or something like that, and Nana came up behind him to try to get him to calm down a little bit, and Swerve shoved him to the ground. He shoved Nana to the ground. And then he saw what he did, turned around and saw what he did in his anger, and he's like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to push you. And that's when Nana kind of flipped him off and ran to the back, just walked to the back, like he was leaving him.
Now, question, because the way it came off was that it was a legit thing, like not legit, like kayfabe legit,
yeah.
Argument, but knowing what happened later on in the match, do you think that it was supposed to come off as planned? Like it was supposed to throw Ricochet off the scent and make him think that Nana had actually done this? Because he came back sort of secretly, like he kind of like swooped in, right? So it feels like it was planned, kayfabe style. Like it was something sort of planned.
I mean, I can see both ways.
Yeah.
Because when he ended up coming back down, it wasn't to help Swerve. It was just to get the robe.
Yeah, that's true. And then it kind of spiraled out, and yeah.
And then Ricochet became a little more concerned with the robe than Swerve.
Yeah. It was interesting though, and it had a lot of, like I said, a lot of points where I was like, oh, Nana's about to take that rope and choke Swerve with it or something.
Yeah.
But he didn't. Good match. Told a good story. Swerve ended up coming out on top. Anything else you want to
add? A couple of those spots looked like they were close to going wrong.
Yes, good call. Yeah, there was a Death Valley driver
outside that Swerve. It looked like he was about to land straight on his head backwards.
Oh yeah, I gasped at that one. I was like, "Is he dead?"
It was. It was close.
Yeah.
I mean, we knew it was going to be a really athletic match like that. I was really interested to see how, or if Ricochet would change up his
move
style, being a heel.
But he really didn't.
No, he really didn't. He didn't play to the fans.
Correct.
Like he would as a babyface, as in like he did at All In or when he did in WWE. But I mean, so I guess he changed it up like that.
Yeah.
But just with who the match was against, it was going to be a athletic match like that.
Yeah. So I commented at one point that I think Ricochet missed a huge opportunity to have a new finisher and call it the rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah.
Which I stand by. I think that's so clever. Like you gotta take stuff like that, So yeah, it was a great match. Served its purpose. Swerve is now your number one contender for the AEW World Championship. And both of them came off looking pretty good, I would say.
What are they going to do with Ricochet now?
Yeah, that's the only part that sucks about it is Ricochet was basically, he turned heel, kind of got like a bit of a boost, and now he's lost. So now where does he go from here?
Now what?
This is the problem with AEW booking, is that they always seem to like write themselves into a corner where no matter who loses in a match, it's going to make them fall down the ladder significantly.
Yeah. And the fear is, are they going to use them coming out of the show?
Yeah, I have no idea. What do you do? Who do you send him after now?
Yeah. Or who do you send after him since he's a heel? I mean, do you put him, because he was kind of feuding with Hurt Syndicate, or Bobby Lashley and Shelton, but you can't go back to that because they're tag team champions.
You had mentioned, like, what if he goes and joins the Hurt Syndicate?
Oh, yeah. But are they going to accept him in as a loser?
Yeah, good point.
No. Or
I'm a little surprised. So. Yeah, I'm a little surprised we didn't get any debuts.
I thought we might get some debuts.
Yeah, and nothing happened. It was weird. Maybe they're waiting for that 90-day stuff to come and go before they.
I mean, they've played vignettes for Speedball Mike Bailey.
Oh.
He is coming to AEW.
Wow, he's a catch.
And of course, rumor has it, Josh Alexander has signed a deal with AEW.
Wow.
So I was somewhat expecting a surprise debut by him at some point. Not sure where, but I was kind of expecting a debut by him.
I always thought Josh Alexander would go to WWE. That's surprising.
A lot of people did, especially with Ethan. They could reform.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's interesting. Okay. Okay. So how do we do? Oh, we gotta rate the match. Uh, 7.
7.
I'd probably go 7. Yeah.
Yep.
It was good. It
Good.
served its purpose. It just wasn't all that memorable, I guess. From a match standpoint.
Right.
It did its job.
Thing, I don't remember any moments in the match, but the moment they got the biggest reaction from the crowd wasn't even in the match.
Oh yeah,
it was when
call.
Swerve knelt down and gave Nana the robe.
Oh, that's I thought you were going to talk about something else. Okay.
Nope. It was when Nana officially got the robe from Swerve back, and their hug afterwards. That seemed like it got the biggest pop.
Yeah, it seems like people really don't want them to turn on each other. They really want them to stick together. Yep. I thought you were going to talk about Leslie Jones during that match. What the hell was that?
She was all about some Swerve, wasn't she?
I thought she was going to get involved. I was like, this has to be like something they're going to play up, and Ricochet's going to come out of the ring and she's going to slap the shit out of him, like something.
You would have thought, yeah. I mean, that's definitely what it seemed like. I don't know if it was.
They gave her camera attention and everything. Yeah. Then, or maybe she just had too much to drink. I don't know.
And then Nigel thinking that was Swerve's or Nana's mom.
Yeah. It's like, no, that's Leslie Jones.
Yeah. And of course, Know-It-All Gallagher's like, no, that's Leslie Jones. That was
so funny.
Blah, blah. Yeah.
Yeah, I was so confused by that. So confused.
So odd. Everybody was sitting all around her, but she was the only one standing up and just yelling.
Yeah, I have to assume there was alcohol involved there, because that was just weird. Yeah. That was just weird. Okay.
That was the emotion of the match, was Nana getting the robe
them
back.
Staying together.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that just goes to show it's not moves that gets people invested.
It's moments.
It's moments. It's
and storytelling.
And they got the emotion in the story. Take notes, AEW.
If they haven't learned it after 6 years on air?
6 years, yeah.
No, they're not going to learn it. But yeah, that was probably one of like 2 moments on the show that actually had some heart. And I wouldn't say it would rival anything that WWE's done over the last year.
Yeah.
But it was at least something.
Last night.
Yeah, or even last night, exactly. Okay, how do we do in predictions?
I thought Ricochet was going to win.
Ooh.
And you were certain Swerve was going to win. You were very certain Swerve was going to win. So you got 9 points, I got 1 point. Well, I missed my 1-pointer.
Yeah. Damn. Wow, I pulled a huge lead from that.
Seems like it.
All right.
So
doesn't make me feel any better though.
2 and gotten 1, and you've gotten 2 and missed 1 so far.
Yeah, and those points. Man, the points make a big difference.
Yeah, you got the big pointer right there.
Yep. All right, how do we do? What's the next match?
Next match. I'll let you say the name. It was the Continental Championship between challenger Brody King and champion.
Oh God. I know his last name is Okada. What the hell's his first name?
Yeah, what's the first name?
I could read it if I saw it, I think. I can never remember his first name.
Kazuchika
Okada. There we go.
Kazuchika Okada.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. I could probably read it if I saw it, but his first name never resonates with me for some reason. So I have a few comments on this match.
I'm glad you do, because I don't.
Okay. Number 1, Brody King's a beast.
He is.
He needs to be treated better. His chops are Gunther-like. I don't know if it was I was talking to or Sim, but I was like, holy shit, I would love to see a triple threat between Brody King, Gunther, and Sheamus. Just put them in a ring. Just do it. I'd pay to see that. That's my first point. Is I'm really falling for Brody King as far as a wrestler and as far as being a fan goes, and which is funny because I used to think of him as just the worst part of House of Black. I think I've mentioned that on the show before, but he's really standing out to me now.
Yes.
Number 2, this match was way too short. It was a match that it felt short.
Yeah, 10 minutes, just under 11 minutes. It was the second shortest match.
Second shortest match, yeah.
Yep.
Needed more time, and I was very disappointed that it didn't get more time. That's all I really have to say, honestly.
I don't remember a thing from it. It was
it's
completely unmemorable. Unremarkable.
Yeah, this is one of 2 matches that, had I known how it was going to turn out, shouldn't have been on the card. Should have been a pre-show match.
I had no investment, no interest in this match at all.
I did because I really want to see Brody King succeed, but from a storyline standpoint and everything, no, there was no point in it being on the card. And with only being given 10 minutes, it shouldn't have been on the card. They should have taken this match out and divided it to maybe 2 other matches. Give another 5 minutes to one match, give another 5 minutes to another match.
Yeah.
Okada won, and
Brody King with the clothesline, essentially.
Yeah. Not a great match. I give this one like a 3.
4.
Shouldn't have been on the card. Fair. How do we do on predictions? Not much to say.
You bet with your heart, and you went with Brody for 5, and I went with my brain and went Okada for 3.
Went with your brain. Yeah, I didn't go with my. I mean, I probably went with my heart. I really thought that they were finally going to give Brody King something, and they didn't. So, all right. What's the next match?
Next one, Hurt Syndicate versus the Outrunners.
Speaking of a match that shouldn't have been on the card, this sucked.
Pretty sloppy.
This sucked in basically every way that I can think of it could possibly have sucked. The match quality sucked. The crowd was completely dead. The Outrunners have completely lost all steam, to the point where the Hurt Syndicate, being the heels, actually got more cheers than the Outrunners.
Yep.
This sucked, and there was who are the Outrunners? We got
Truth Magnum and Turbo Floyd.
Okay, so Truth Magnum I thought stood out in this match.
I don't know which one is which.
Not the bald one.
Okay.
Turbo, whatever it is, the one with like the Hulk Hogan balding head. He had so many botches. I don't know what was happening with him. I don't know if he's normally not good, but like he had so many sluggish moments and just didn't seem to know what he was doing. I don't know what happened. But yeah, this match was bad.
I didn't like it.
It was objectively bad. Should not have been on the card. I don't know how long did it run. Was this the shortest match?
8:40.
8:40. So this was the shortest match on the card. This should not have been on the card.
This was even shorter than all of the pre-show matches.
Yeah, and wasn't one of the pre-show matches Undisputed Kingdom? Yep. It was like Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly,
Roderick Strong, and Daniel Garcia.
Yeah, that match was on the pre-show, but this thing was on the main card. I just because it was for the tag team championship, I guess.
It was the tag team titles, yeah.
Yeah, this was bad. And I think you've said it before, but the Outrunners time has passed, and they didn't pull the trigger when they should have.
Yep.
Such a shame.
Yep.
Such a shame. Not to say that the Outrunners would have been like a long lasting,
No, they could have held it a few weeks.
But yeah, exactly. They could have been given their flowers for all the effort that they put in and how over they got. But they were like, nah. And now they're probably never going to get over again. So congratulations. AEW, you fucked up again. Hurt Syndicate won. No shocker.
Nope.
Bad match. I give it a... How low do I go? I mean, if I gave Okada and Brody King a 3, I gotta go to a 1.
2. I go 2.
Yeah. I can't think of something worse than this. The crowd was dead. There was botches. It was 8 minutes. There was no
Very
reason for it to
sloppy.
be on the show. I can't, like... I don't know how. I can't give it higher than a 1. It's not possible. How do we do on predictions?
Oh, I didn't write that.
Oh snap! He's behind. That's how fast the match went.
This was one of the ones that we had identical pick on.
In points and in picks.
Hurt Syndicate
That's
for
right.
6 each.
Alrighty.
So nothing gained, nothing lost on that one.
Alrighty. Alright. Next match was...
Then we started getting into the meat of the match. Timeless Tony Storm and Mariah May.
Yeah, this is when they went into their, like, quadruple main event scenario. Yeah. So, a lot of points on this match. A lot of, or not points, but like a lot. I have a lot of points to make about this match. Number one, I think this match should have started the show. Its placement is baffling. 4th last.
Thought it should have ended the show.
You thought it should have main evented?
I thought it should have ended the show.
So, I'm not against that whatsoever if it was given more time. I think it ended a little too quickly. I don't think it was given as much time as Mercedes and Momo.
No, this was just under 13 minutes.
Yeah, this should have been given another 5 to 8 more minutes.
And Mercedes was 18 and change.
Yeah, like why?
Yeah.
How did you give that match more time than this? Like, I just don't understand. This was the rubber match for
this
2
was
of your...
the ending.
Yeah.
The Hollywood ending.
Yeah.
This is the big blow-off. That's why I thought it should have main evented. It was the blow-off.
And yeah, and not only do they not main event it, they put it on 4th last, so right dead center of the middle of the card. They give it less time than the other women's match. I don't understand. I just don't get it. Who's picking these things? Who's booking?
Like, you know who's booking? You know who's
some absolute moron. Oh my god. Like this frustrated the shit out of me. I'm like, you put MJF versus Adam Page on first. Nothing against those guys. They're great. But this should have gone on first if it wasn't going on last. This should not have been in the middle of the card. There was no reason for this to be in the middle of the card. So stupid. That being said, this was a bloody match.
Very.
To the point, for the first time in my wrestling fandom career, whatever you want to call it, where I got a little nauseous.
Yeah, and I mean, for me, it's not because it was 2 women.
No, not at all.
I would say the same thing if it was 2 men.
Yeah.
It was almost too much blood.
There was this one particular moment. Yeah, there was this one particular moment. I think it was Tony that they zoomed in on, and 90% of her face was blood. And I've seen this before. Don't get me wrong. This is not a new... They call it a crimson mask for a reason.
Yeah.
You know, like, this has happened before. But there was something... I don't know whether it was the blood mixing with her makeup or what happened, but the blood on her face almost looked thick.
Yeah.
And it was grotesque. So it gave me a little bit of like, ew. Like nausea. Normally I'm like, yeah, blood. This time I was like, ooh, that's kind of gross. That's kind of disgusting. in a good way, I should say. I'm not pooping on the match. It was,
Right.
but the blade job that she did, damn,
Seemed like it went a little deep and
little deep.
went a little stronger, poured a little stronger than what she was trying for.
And not just Tony. Mariah did a little bit of a deep cut herself.
Seemed like it.
Holy crap!
Kept coming and coming too.
She was dripping. It was it was gross. Yeah, very bloody match. The thing that stands out about this match to me is, especially with WWE, when you have a feud that lasts as long as these two have, and a story as long as these two have, this is the kind of match you need to end it on.
Yep.
You go to fucking town. You go balls to the wall. You destroy each other. This is what people wanted out of, like, I don't know if you remember Triple H and Orton at WrestleMania that one year.
Yeah.
Like, they had an insane feud, and everyone just wanted to see them destroy each other. And then they had, like, one of the worst matches in WrestleMania history. They should have learned from this. If we could send a message back in time to Orton and Triple H and Vince, this is how you do a finale of a feud of two people that just fucking hate each other. This is great.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that the final spot botched a little bit. She did like an underarm tiger driver, maybe?
Her little package pile driver?
Yeah. I think that's I don't know what she calls it, but she did that into the table, and the table I think broke, but then it almost put itself back together.
I think it just kind of folded the legs.
Went back.
Instead of like the table crumbling, I think the legs just went and it just landed flat. Like they didn't go through the table. It just
my
legs collapsed.
Yeah, my eyes kind of deceived me. I was like, did it break and then flatten so it looks like it didn't break, or did it just not break at all?
I think it just
flattened. Yeah, that sucks. That kind of sucks. But the visual of them at the end of the match with Tony not able to get up and them both just sitting there, and she hugged Mariah at one point, basically.
Yeah.
Where she was like, almost apologetic and like almost like a professional thank you.
Right.
Beautiful. Gross.
And I think one thing that stands out as a very positive for me is I don't remember there being that many pinfall attempts.
No, there wasn't. No.
Like,
yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think that was definitely a big positive for me in it, was there weren't many kickouts.
Yeah.
That I remember at all.
Yeah, I think it wasn't perfect. I'm not gonna say it was perfect, but it was great. But I think it was match of the show. I think it's a tough call because there's it wasn't perfect. It was
definitely short. Of the ones we've talked about, this is the best one.
Yes, I would agree with that for sure. Yeah. I would give it an 8. I thought it was great.
9.
9, going with amazing.
9. Yep.
All right. How do we do on predictions for this one? Unless you had anything more to add.
Yeah. A couple. I mean, they did things that we have not seen in AEW before. The buckets with the glass and the tape.
God. Yeah, that was nasty.
Taped their fist. I mean, that was old ECW style.
That was scary.
That was dangerous.
I mean, I'm sure it was sugar glass, but it was still scary.
Still. The broken champagne bottle in the lady parts.
The lady parts.
The lady parts, yeah. That was unique.
Yeah. Scary match, though. Super scary. He's tallying it up.
We both thought Tony was the winner. And Tony was. I got 5. You got 3.
You're creeping back up. I don't like it. All right. Next, I believe, was
International Championship.
Yeah, Konosuke Takeshita.
Yes.
And Kenny Omega.
Kenny Omega.
Kenny Omega debuting a new theme, possibly. I'm not sure if it was a one-off, because he kind of does that from time to time. But he had a new theme that was very Final Fantasy VII like. I don't know if it was literally from like a Final Fantasy VII orchestrated soundtrack or something, or if it was just a brand new theme that he had done. I'm not sure I'm a fan of it. It was fine for a one-off, but if that's his like normal theme song going forward,
I don't know.
Battle Cry's so good, you know. But we'll have to see. I guess on Dynamite if he uses that same theme again. Yep. This match. Oh. You know what? I'm gonna let you go first because I feel like I'm doing a lot of bashing.
I mean, I thought the match was really good. Hold on a second. Got a cough again.
Yeah, it's fine.
I mean, I thought it was really good. Nothing really stood out as great. I mean, both are very athletic. It was Kenny can do a lot of the AEW high spot matches, but he does do a lot of psychology stuff. I think he kind of wrestles like a hybrid WWE AEW style. He can do the high spot indie stuff, but mix in the struggle, the psychology of what AEW or what WWE normally does. Now I think that's what a lot of this match was. Just kind of a mix between the two.
Yeah, you want to talk about the ref job?
The what?
The ref job.
The ref drop.
Job. Job. You don't remember the tables?
I don't remember this one. No.
So you had actually brought this up to me, and I for whatever reason it didn't cross my mind, and then once you pointed it out, I was like, oh yeah, that's stupid. So at one point, Takeshita's on the outside of the ring, and the whole story of this match was basically Omega's diverticulitis. He's targeting the stomach constantly, etc. Which I was fine with, except for two things. One of which you brought up, and one of which I brought up. You didn't have much of a problem with one of them. Which the one I had a problem with was the commentary. It was terrible for me. They kept saying like, "Oh, he's holding his intestines. Oh, he's targeting his intestines and all this crap." And I'm like,
well, that could have been Nigel, just with his British.
Yeah, I'm not. Couldn't tell you who specifically it was on commentary who was doing that. I should have wrote it down, but they kept saying that, and I was just like, dude, he's just holding his stomach, okay? He's not holding his they were acting like his intestines were like falling out of his stomach or something. I'm like, guys,
you just said it, intestines.
Yeah,
it's intestines.
No, I don't care how he said it. I don't care how he said it. I say that he said
intestine, it. Not intestine.
Intestines? Intestines?
Intestine.
Okay. Well, they talked about it too much. Either way. Like, we get it. He had diverticulitis. But you don't need to say intestines like 1,000 times during the match and say he's holding his intestines. Like, he's holding his stomach, all right? Just he's holding his stomach. But the problem you had, though, was freaking Takeshita on the outside of the ring grabs a table and he turns it on its like upside down so the legs are sticking up.
Oh yeah.
He goes to like face first drop him on one of the legs, but he misses, which I think was on purpose. I don't think he was actually trying to. I think it just looked that way. And he slammed him on the table against like the bars that are underneath the table.
Yeah, oh yeah, like the support beams.
And I was and this didn't cross my mind at the time, but I was like, refs watching this. This is not a no DQ match.
Oh, yeah.
And then Takeshita doubles down, flips the table on its side, and slams Omega
Yeah. That's right.
stomach first into the side of the table. And the ref's like, it's fine.
Yeah. It's supposed to be, it's not a no DQ match.
And we get the same commentary coverage bullshit of, oh, well, it's ref discretion again.
Yeah.
It was so stupid. It was like, this is not a no DQ match. It's one thing to like slam him, like WWE does this all the time, where they like reverse Irish whip into the steel steps. It's like, okay, you were Irish whipping him and you reversed it into the steel steps. That's one thing. But you purposefully took the table out, put it on its side, and slammed him into it.
Yeah. It's like, it's not a DQ unless you put him through the table.
Apparently, yeah. So stupid. Yeah, just...
yeah, I mean, I don't... Yeah,
baffling.
I kind of forgot about that because there was so much other stuff that happened in that pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Which is another issue.
Yeah, AEW at its best. Yeah, so there was that. And then my bigger problem with the match is the same problem I have with not every single, but like, there's always at least one or two matches on AEW cards that does this problem. And that's the insane kickouts. 16,000 insane kickouts in a match. Oh my... This match reminded me of Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher at Full Gear, where I was just like, they're kicking out of everything. Moves don't mean anything. That when you eventually get the pinfall, it's usually on just like a normal finishing move.
Or if it's on Dynamite, it's a roll-up.
Yeah, I was going to say, or a roll-up. Yeah. But yet you do all these freaking crazy, insane moves and you can't get a pin. So the moves mean nothing. And they did the exact same shit in this. There was 18,000 pinfalls. And at one point, I don't remember who did it on who. And I'm pretty sure it was this match. I could be wrong of which match this was on, but I'm 90% sure it was this match. One of them gave one of them a tombstone, but held them still, picked them back up, and gave them another tombstone.
Yeah.
And then they kicked out of that. And then immediately following that, gave them two more finishers, and they still kicked. I think it was Omega. I think it was Takeshita doing it on Omega. Gave him two tombstones, and then a what's Omega's no. Omega's got a couple of finishers.
V trigger.
Yeah, he gave him two V triggers. That's what it was. He gave him two V triggers in a row, and he still kicked out. So apparently Omega can kick out of back-to-back tombstones and V triggers. Stupid. Yes. So stupid. I hate that shit. I hate it. This is why AEW makes me mad.
And that's why, I mean, that's one of the reasons why the last match, the Tony Mariah, stood out as a positive, is because there weren't the kickouts, because they didn't try to pin until
150%.
Until one was dead, essentially.
And when they did do the pinfalls, it wasn't like, here's two tombstones, and then immediately go for the pinfall. It was two tombstones, and then they would fall back. The person who gave the tombstones would fall back, and they would slowly crawl over to the other one and try to do the pin. So there was this time gap between the finisher and when they went for the pinfall. So it was like, oh, okay, they took too long to get to their opponent to pin them. And that's why they were able to kick out. They had too much time to recover from the move. That's storytelling. When you do two tombstones and immediately go for the cover and they kick out, that's stupid.
Yeah.
If you do it once, it's okay. But if you do it 16 times throughout the match, it's stupid.
No, wait till the next match.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm just getting started, man. This is bad. This is bad.
Yeah.
We flipped the pissed off Trevor switch at this point. This is the stuff that gets me to not watch AEW anymore. Is this shit? I hate it. It's so indie. It's like, yeah, it's awesome the first time you see it, But when you see it thousands of times, because that's what AEW always does, it becomes numbing.
But that's what that hardcore base loves. Is
all the power to them, I guess.
The fight forever chance after 20 kickouts. Yeah.
But you know what's really annoying about that?
The more kicks out, or the more kickouts, the more stars.
Yeah, the more stars. Yeah, even more than 5.
Yeah.
You know what pisses me off about that defense, though, and I'm not saying you're defending them or anything, but NXT during the Black and Gold era did this, but they did it properly. You know what I'm saying? If you go back and watch NXT Gold, there was like fight forever type chance. But it wasn't because they did 16,000 amazing kickouts where moves were done back to back and there was no time between pinfalls. Right. They would do storytelling. They would take time to get to the pinfall. So it was realistic that they could kick out. And when they finally didn't kick out, it was usually because they did the move and immediately went for the pinfall. That's storytelling. That's wrestling. This type of shit, to me, is not wrestling. This type of shit is like, I don't even know, dude. Like, I don't even know. Cool move, but it doesn't mean anything. And by the way, as long as we're on the Tombstone conversation, how many people in this fucking company uses Tombstone now? I think I saw it in 4 matches, a Tombstone.
Yeah.
So Undertaker retires, and now you just shit all over his move?
I mean, it's not just his, but...
I mean, nobody used the Tombstone until Taker retired. Once he did, they're like, we gotta use it. And we're not using it as a finisher. We're using it as a DDT.
Yeah.
It's the new DDT. Is a Tombstone piledriver. It's like, oh my God. Way to ruin everything. Way to water down everything that mattered. Ugh. Just hate it. Hate it. That being said, there were some amazing moments in the match. Not going to deny that. I'm not going to deny the amazing athleticism of these two guys. They are absolutely amazing in the ring. Smooth. Like butter. Great storytellers from a acrobatic, I guess, or choreographic type of wrestling. But at no point in this match did I feel anything. Didn't give 2 shits who won this match. None of them made me care. Neither of them made me care. I was just like, okay, let's see the next cool move.
I did a little for Omega, for Kenny.
Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of a negative to you, the way that the commentary kept talking about his diverticulitis. But in a way, they were doing that to make you feel for him. He was taking the he was taking the punishment to his stomach, to his intestines. I was going to try intestines. But they kept doing that to get you to feel for him, to get the sympathy for him.
Fair. Very fair point.
Does it work? Not as much, because AEW is not known for that. No. But that's Kenny. But Kenny does that. He'll sell his stomach like that to get the sympathy. But and
that's totally cool.
But they normally don't do that in AEW, to where you realize that that's what they're doing.
Yeah. That's a good point. That's very good point.
If they were to have that match, I hate to constantly compare and talk about it, but if they were to have that match in WWE,
you have to compare them.
They would have made you feel in that match.
I completely agree, and it's because of the environment. I never even thought about that, but that is an excellent point. If this was in an environment where you were expected to care about Kenny Omega because of his overcoming diverticulitis and surviving what could have been a not only a career-ending disease, but a life-ending disease potentially as well. yeah, WWE would have been all in, no pun intended, on that story and would have put far more emphasis on it. But they didn't. I don't even think the video package before the match even. I mean, I think it mentioned him being out, but like there was definitely no focus on I'm coming back stronger than ever. You know,
and
like
he's had either 1 or 2 matches already on Dynamite.
Yeah, that's another thing. Why did you waste his return on TV?
Yeah, like I would have had this be his first match.
150%. Yeah,
I mean,
I thought it was, but apparently not.
He had the one match at the Wrestle Kingdom, and
which I didn't watch.
Yeah, yeah, and then they had 1 or 2 Dynamite matches. But I mean, that's like Cody coming back from his torn pec.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't have him come back and do a couple of SmackDown matches and then return at the Rumble.
Yeah,
you have him return at the Rumble.
Yeah,
Yeah, very valid point as well.
Which
and it really sucks too because I'm a huge fan of both these guys.
Oh, I'm a huge Takeshita fan. He's a stud.
I love Takeshita.
He's a young stud.
Yeah, fantastic. I'm not as big on Omega, but he kind of won some points for me from this match. Just because of how good he is. He's really good.
He's so good.
He just shouldn't be in AEW. He just shouldn't be there. It sucks.
Before he completely retires, I'd love to see him in WWE for a couple years at a full-time schedule.
Yeah, I hope I don't think he will ever make the jump to WWE, but we'll see.
I think he will. I think he will? Kind of.
Isn't he like an EVP?
He is.
He's going to give that up to go to WWE. Yeah, I mean, that would be smart. But
yeah, he will. I think he wants. I mean, I think he's seen what kind of AEW's turned into, and it's not maybe what he thought it was going to be like. Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, there was word that when he signed his last contract, when him and the Young Bucks, because they signed at the same time, that the Young Bucks were kind of the reason he didn't go, because they were all going to stay together.
Speaking of the Young Bucks, are they just not on TV right now? Or are they just running things behind the scenes?
Last we saw them, they said they were going to work from home because they didn't like. That's when the Death Riders thing was starting up.
Right.
So they said they were going to work from home,
which is basically doing nothing.
Yeah, I mean they've wrestled for New Japan a few times. They won some tag titles at Wrestle Kingdom weekend at that show over there. They lost the titles, and I don't know what they're doing now.
Them, I can't see going to WWE.
No, I don't think they will. But I think Kenny would. Absolutely.
I hope so. I mean, what a moment that would be to see him there.
Yep.
I mean, man, I hope it's soon because we could see AJ Styles versus Kenny Omega, like
Cody versus Kenny.
Cody versus Kenny again. Yeah.
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 Randy
some
versus
huge
Kenny.
Opportunities. Randy versus Kenny. Oh my God.
Kenny has said that he would love to work with Randy. That he would learn so much from Randy.
Can you imagine? That would be a sick match.
That'd be awesome.
I just my only concern would be, can Omega adapt fully to the WWE style and drop his AEW indie style?
I 100% think he could.
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely shown that he can do WWE style. Question is, can he fully commit to that and leave his indie roots behind? That's the bigger question.
I think he could.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed it happens. It would be really cool to see him over there. All right, we've talked a lot about Takeshita and Omega. Let's give the match our rating. I mean, this is so hard to rate for me. It's so hard to rate. Because, like, from an athletic standpoint and a mechanical standpoint, I would give it like a 9.
Yep.
But from a storytelling standpoint and it's the stupid kickout standpoint, I gotta lower it to 5.
Like, that much.
It pissed. By that,
wow.
The second they got to that point where they did the 2 tombstones and the 2 V triggers, I was like, I literally threw my controller, like my remote. I'm like, I'm like, here we fucking go again. Like it just that stuff pisses me off. That is just insulting to the craft, in my opinion. I just hate it. And I don't know if it's them making those decisions or if it's Tony's behind the scenes saying, you guys gotta do that shit. They love that shit. You know, like, I don't know where it's coming from, but I hate it. Where'd my pen go?
You threw it.
I don't know where it went. It disappeared. All right, well, I got another one. That's really weird. Where the heck? How does that happen?
You remember what I gave Okada and Brody? Did I give that one a 5, 6, 5?
Okada and Brody?
What did you give it?
I gave it a
5.
I think I gave it a 3 and you gave it a 4.
Her Syndicate, I gave it.
I'm actually flabbergasted at where that pen went. Like, it's gone.
Well, Dante doesn't find it and start chewing on it.
Yeah, I know. That's my concern. Like, where the hell did it go? Oh, I'll look for it later. That was weird. Okay, how did we do on predictions? Oh, wait, you didn't give a rating for...
I did not. With you, I would have given it a 9 with all the athleticism, with the storytelling that they tried, but with the constant kickouts. I can't drop it as much as you. I gave Mercedes and Momo a 7. I'd put it on that level, 7.
7. Okay.
Yep.
That's fair. I know I'm in the minority on the on how much I hate the super kickouts.
Yeah. As far
so
as
I like.
No.
I was gonna say I like super kickouts. I'm fine with that. They did it on Raw just last night with Punk and Seth. They had crazy kickouts.
Yeah, Punk kicked. Ron's kicked out of everything, and he did it in the Chamber too. And
I know why they. Yeah, that's why they did it, because Punk kicked out of like 1,000 moves at the Chamber, so they couldn't have Seth not. They have to equalize them since they're going towards Mania. But yeah, it's not that I don't like the super kickouts. It's that I don't like them when they're repeated 1,000 times in the same match. It's like, okay, guys. Yeah. Okay. You go.
We both like Kenny for 8.
We both like Kenny for 8. Okay. Roger Dodger.
Both like Kenny for 8.
All right. And new international champion.
So we are slowly, I expect this week or maybe in the next couple weeks, maybe to start the build for Okada, Omega, 87 or however many times they've had a match, but never in AEW.
Yep. All right, this leads us to our penultimate match. Will Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher in a steel cage. Okay. I'll start off positive this time instead of negative. Kyle Fletcher's got star written all over him. I don't know. So what baffles me is where he kind of came out of nowhere. Like, he was this like punk kid in that group. What was the group called? Or was it just Don Callis's like family?
United Empire.
He was just this like punk kid who I was like, who's this chump? He's nobody.
Now when they first came over, it was of course him and Mark Davis as the tag team, Aussie Open. And in the faction it was also Will Ospreay. I think there was someone else.
Yeah, there was another guy for sure.
Jeff Cobb, I think, was part of United Empire. Now in New Japan, that's where they came from, obviously. Don Callis wasn't with them. Was not with them.
Right.
In New Japan. It was just when they got to AEW.
Yeah, AEW. But yeah, he was like a nobody to me. Then
he was in the tag team. He was a tag guy.
And then as soon as he starts this feud with Will Ospreay, I'm like,
Davis got
who
hurt.
are you?
Yep.
Yeah. I was like, holy shit. Dude. Wow. Breakout star right here. Yep. It's crazy.
He went from I mean, he didn't have a dad bod, but he definitely wasn't jacked the way he is now.
And he didn't stand out at all. He stood out
Nope.
like, he got his haircut, got his, he changed his look. Like, it's just, I don't know. I see huge things for him.
He's a star.
Will Ospreay obviously still amazing. His intro, by the way, was not good. They did this like weird countdown, like dubstep, weird thing for Ospreay. It was weird. I was like, where's this going? And then it just kind of just turned into him with his own theme, with his regular theme song. Which I commented to you. I'm like, Will Ospreay's theme song might be one of the best out there right now. Like of the current themes, it's really good.
Definitely loves it. They get into it. With
so
Ospreay, or
Ospreay. Yeah, it's really good. Okay.
What to say about this 29-minute classic?
Yeah. Okay. I'll try to stick with positives for now. Ospreay and Fletcher, great storytellers. Great storytelling moments in this match. Amazing chemistry these two have.
Yeah.
So smooth. So good. Constantly have you on the edge of your seat. I think that's the only positives I can give it now. I'm not going to go into a rant like I did with Takeshita and Omega, but this match also suffered from what I'm going to have to dub AEW syndrome at this point of super kick after super kick, or not super kick out after super kick out after super kick out, and it's just like I had to watch 2 of these matches in a row. These matches should not have been back to back. This was, again, absolutely terrible booking decision to have these matches back to back.
See, I would have rather had this match first.
Yeah, I agree.
I'd have this match first, and then the ladies, Tony and Mariah, go last. That way you have the matches with the blood the furthest apart.
Yeah, 150%. 150%. Yeah. The Mark Davis interference, I think, was stupid. He didn't really do anything. Yeah, it was pointless. He didn't really do anything, and then they kicked him out, and then they closed the cage. It was
I'd seen him come down and try to hand a bag or whatever. He used the bolt cutters to cut the chain to open up the door. And I don't know if he handed a bag or a screwdriver or what. And I don't know what caused him to get knocked down. But all of a sudden, he comes up and his face is full of blood.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Very, very odd. I almost wonder if something went wrong, or if the timing was off, or I don't know. It felt pointless. There was no reason for him to be in there from the way it was executed.
I mean, I think it was who is he going to side with? Because we've seen on Dynamite, I think, it was on Dynamite last week. Like they were holding Fletcher and Callis were holding Ospreay vulnerable, and they were telling Mark Davis to whip him with a weight belt or a belt or something like that, and he was hesitant to do it.
Right.
So for Davis, it was who is he going to help?
Yeah.
When he came down,
and he attacked Ospreay.
He was on Fletcher. Yeah. He was with Fletcher.
Yeah, it didn't do anything for the match at all.
No.
Nothing.
Totally not needed for what they were doing.
And there was a couple of high spots on the cage. One of them was really good. The other one took way too long.
The Spanish Fly.
Yeah, the Spanish Fly took way too long to set up. I'm okay, so I'm not shitting on them for taking long specifically. Do it safely. Don't die for a fucking Spanish fly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I get it if you have to take the time, but that doesn't mean that it comes off well, unfortunately.
Fletcher landed flat, it looked like.
Yeah. Ospreay did not.
Ospreay landed on his hip, and he was hobbling on the way back up.
Yeah.
The
reports came out about, a lot of people are banged up, I guess,
sure.
from the show,
yeah.
but it doesn't appear that anyone is like significantly injured.
Oh.
So hopefully,
good for him. Someone's looking.
Ospreay's okay. Yeah. Right. Yeah. The other high flying spot was Ospreay like quickly climbed the cage at one point and then did he did the Oscar, but he like kicked himself off the cage backwards to do the Oscar. It looks sick.
Yeah, I think awesome. Fletcher was trying to throw him into the cage.
Yeah.
But he jumped,
climbed up quickly and then
his feet landed on the top rope and he, grabbed the cage and then climbed up a little bit and then did the Oz cutter, which looked
really cool.
Really cool looking.
Yeah. Ospreay is like,
he's so athletic.
He's insane. He's so good. Yeah. But unfortunately the storytelling aspect of this match and the story, not the story itself didn't ruin anything, because I like the story itself. Like, they obviously have an ongoing feud that's really cool. But yeah, like Mark Davis getting involved did not go over well. And to me, the right winner didn't win either. Ospreay won, which puts Ospreay at 3-1 against Fletcher. So I guess this is this should be the end of their feud. He's up 3-1.
It's a cage match. It should be the end of a feud.
Yeah.
It's a bloodbath cage match. It should be the end of a feud.
But I was really hoping that the whole point of this was the whole point of it was to elevate Fletcher, and he did get elevated. No pun intended. That's the name of Ospreay's song.
Yes.
When you have to explain the joke, it's that much better. Kyle Fletcher, I kind of feel like they should have went to a tie, 2-2. But they didn't. Ospreay won. But Fletcher does look like a star now, so mission accomplished on that front. But where this is a similar problem to me with Ricochet, is where does Fletcher go now?
Yep.
I don't know. You've lost 3-1.
I mean, he can't go. Not that he can't go. I don't see him going for the Continental or the International title.
Yeah, how can you vouch for someone who just lost 3-0?
TNT title.
Yeah, I guess so. Which wasn't even on the show.
Which during the pre-show I completely forgotten and realized Daniel Garcia has it.
Yeah, wasn't even defended at the pay-per-view. So that's great.
Let him go after the TNT title. That would be perfect for him.
I mean, yeah, Daniel Garcia, Kyle Fletcher feud would actually be pretty good, I think. Yeah.
But Daniel Garcia, I think, is looking to go to bat with Adam Cole for it.
Right.
Adam Cole, 4 years that he's been there, and he has not held one title. But I digress. Back to the match.
Mean, yeah, I like Adam Cole. It's a shame how much bad luck he's had since he joined the AEW. It's like just injuries, bad booking. He did have a highlight with MJF at All In.
He main evented their biggest show. Yeah. Arguably the most attended show in American wrestling history.
And maybe arguably one of the best stories up to that point.
Yeah.
That AEW's ever done.
To that point, yeah.
Yeah. They ruined it afterwards.
Yeah.
But up to that point, yeah, absolutely fantastic. All right. We gotta rate the Ospreay Fletcher match. Man. I liked it better than Takeshita and Omega. There wasn't as much of the stupid kick out shit, but there still was a lot. The Will Davis thing was stupid. I personally think the wrong man won. I give it like a 6. Sure. Yeah. It didn't tell a good story, and for a rubber match, that's just hard to. I think 6 is high. Honestly, I was going to go with a 5.
Really?
It's a rubber match. This should have been like a fucking knockdown, drag 'em out brawl that didn't have any problems, and it had so many issues. I cannot reward AEW for making the same mistakes over and over and over. I can't do it.
I've got to
Yes,
give it an
they're
8.
athletic. Wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, we definitely disagree there. Wow. How do we do on predictions?
I was close to giving it a 9. You convinced me to drop it down to 1.
All right. Damn. All right.
As far as winners and bets, I think we might have seen a turn here. I had Ospreay for 7. You had Fletcher for 2.
Oh, I felt that one.
Yeah.
Oh, I felt that one. That's not good for me. All right. Before we get on to the main event, let's talk about the actress interview that had everyone talking and everyone cringing. It has since been explained away, so it's not as big a deal as people thought in the moment. But in the moment, it came off horribly. So they were interviewing this actress from the Queen of the Ring movie, which I didn't even know was a movie. Like, what is that about? I'll have to look that up.
So it is about Mildred Burke, who was the big name female wrestler from the 1930s.
Oh, wow. Okay. Long time ago.
Who was pretty much the pioneer of women's wrestling.
Interesting. Okay.
I'll
have to check it out.
2 actresses that they were kind of interviewing there. I'm looking them up. One was Kelly Berglund. That's not the one that we are in question with. The other one was...
It's like, start with a D, I think.
Damaris Lewis.
There it is, yeah. Funny story, I don't think I've ever seen a wrestling movie.
The Wrestler. I would recommend The Wrestler. From about 2007 with Mickey Rourke. Remember
Rourke, there was a match with him.
With Jericho.
Jericho.
Yeah.
The 3 Legends and all that stuff.
It was right around that time. Incredible.
Yeah, that's what they were kind of promoting.
I would recommend it 100%. I have it on Blu-ray. People remember what those are.
I have a problem with movies that depict a dark downfall of a human being, I guess. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Does it have at least a happy ending of any kind, or is it like just a really sad movie?
It's somewhat okay.
It's somewhat okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I might give it a try. I guess there was another wrestling movie recently. It was about the Von Erichs.
Iron Claw.
Iron Claw. Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
That was a little dark.
That was dark.
Well, I mean, it's not really a bright, happy ending for the for that Von Erich family.
No, definitely not. I guess I have seen Fighting with My Family, which that might be that we might have to have a run-in where we talk about wrestling movies and give them a rating or something.
Yeah, rating wrestling.
Ready to Rumble.
Ready to Rumble. Yeah.
Yeah.
Comedy.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the lady. So she's in Queen of the Ring, and she was being interviewed by Tony Schiavone, and she said they didn't give them a lot of time, so she basically had enough time to say one sentence, and her sentence was something along the lines of, "I want to thank."
One thing I've learned working on this movie,
yes,
y'all know you're gonna win before everybody else does. Thank you for teaching me that.
Yeah, which if without context, that comes across as she didn't know that wrestling was fake.
Yeah, that
or scripted.
Yeah,
predetermined.
Don't use that F word.
Yeah, can't use the F word. It's not good.
After watching the previous 3 matches, blood, falling
not
on,
fake.
Jumping from cages.
I don't know why I used the word fake. That was a faux pas on my part.
But still,
sure.
I mean, that was the significance of the timing.
Yes.
Of her saying that was after.
Yeah, very, very bad. Yeah, very. It made me cringe. It made a lot of people cringe. But in a follow-up interview with her co-host or her co-actor, co-worker, co-host, co-star. That's the word I'm looking for. Her co-star. She explained that what she actually meant, and that she actually has explained in other interviews leading up to that point, was that what she means by that is that wrestlers are so determined that they believe that they're going to accomplish their goals even before they have accomplished their goals. It takes a mentality of believing in yourself to the point where you just know that you're going to succeed. And that's what she actually meant by that.
The three of them, and the three of them being the director and then the two stars, they actually appeared on the pre-show as well. And they were interviewing them. And she pretty much said the same thing, but she said it in a better way.
In a better way.
Yeah. They asked her, what was it like portraying the person that she portrayed was, I think, Babs Wingo.
Babs Wingo.
Babs Wingo is who she played. She said, learning about her and, portraying her, she had the mindset that she knew she was going to win before the other person knew she was going to win.
Right.
And that's a better way of saying what she meant to say.
Yeah.
In her
she meant to compliment wrestlers for being super hardy, determined, self-believing individuals, self-motivating
themselves.
So
I know I'm going to get this job before they know they're going to give me this job going into an interview kind of thing.
Yeah. So in hindsight, very nice thing of her to say. In the moment, came off really bad. Very bad.
Yeah.
And likely not all the people, but likely 90% of the audience that was watching doesn't know the backstory to that, and will look back at that and go, man, that was a really stupid thing to say. Unfortunately. So bad press, thanks to AEW giving the mic to a celebrity.
And I guess that part of that is also why I think the women should have main evented. A lot of the, whether it was during the pre-show, they really hyped up that movie, Queen of the Ring, right?
Mm-hmm.
During the show, which was about women's wrestling.
Yeah.
Would have been perfect to have a women main event a show where you're
good point.
talking about a movie during the whole time about women's wrestling.
Very good point.
Who starred in one of the main roles, one of your very own wrestlers who was not mentioned.
Who was in the movie?
Camille.
Oh,
she was one of the main people in it.
Yeah, why was she not with them? Or wow, who's running this company?
No idea.
Nobody's running this company. They're throwing shit together and not.
She was not mentioned at all. She was not shown in any promotional videos. You had during the pre-show when they were interviewing the people, one of the people mentioned Trinity Fatu, who was in it.
Someone who's not even in AEW.
Who else did they mention? They mentioned like 2 or 3 people that had ties to WWE. But
at no point did they give Camille her props.
At no point did AEW ever mention or show that Camille was in it.
Does Camille have heat right now?
Ever since she was with Mercedes, and she got unassociated with her quitting her employee or her employee status or whatever from Mercedes as her bodyguard, she's not been shown since.
Weird.
The person mentioned Mickey James, Trinity, and I think there was someone else. She did mention Camille too, but said that's it. Yeah.
Wow.
It's unreal.
It sounds like AEW.
Oh yeah. One of the main actors in the pre-show, or not main actors, but one of the hosts, Paul Walter Hauser. Remember? Did you ever watch Cobra Kai? Yeah. He's in that Stingray. he mentioned when they were talking about wrestling history, he mentioned Hulk Hogan, he mentioned the Ultimate Warrior, and Andre the Giant. So you had
5 or 6 WWE superstar mentions
with big WWE ties mentioned.
Wow.
Funny.
Good job, AEW.
Yep.
Good job. Epic fail.
Funny thing, I listened to Jim Cornette's podcast. Funny and entertaining. They had an interview with the director, like a 2-part interview with the director. Originally slated to play the part that Camille plays was Charlotte Flair. Everything was signed up, ready for her to go. But then WWE pulled her back. Said she couldn't do it.
I wonder why.
Vince.
Interesting. Oh, Vince.
Yep.
Yeah, Vince is weird.
Yep.
Just to say the least.
Because they originally started working on it back in like 21.
Gotcha. Wow. I mean, what can you say?
Yeah.
Talk about self-sabotage and... Well. All right, let's finish things off with the main event. AEW World Championship. Jon Moxley defending against Cope. You said that you fell asleep during this match.
I did.
Did you go? You haven't gone back and watched anything from it? Okay.
I mean, I know the ending of it.
Yeah, you know the gist of it. Yeah.
I kind of joked with you when it started. But I think I decided I could fall asleep when I saw Moxley come out with the briefcase. And I messaged you and I said, title's not changing. He's not losing
the title.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's not losing the title.
And you were right. Yeah. Yep. He definitely did not lose the title. Wow, this match was bad. Okay. Where do I start? So, I think so much went against this match. So, first of all, it's very clear that the audience just doesn't give a shit about the Death Rider storyline anymore. They just don't care. The crowd was pin drop quiet.
Exhausted.
At the start of this match. Yeah,
I think the combination of following the previous 3 matches.
Yeah.
And just not giving a flip about this match or about this story.
Yeah, once again, absolutely terrible booking to put your
Terrible
3
placement.
most exciting matches back to back at the end of the show. Spread that shit out. Give people time to breathe. By the time they got to this match, they were like, okay, can we go home? By the way, this was also at like 11:30 at night.
Well, for
Eastern
them,
time?
it was 8:30. Because it was
this was on the West Coast?
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
But still, I mean, it was still
4 hours, 5 hours.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit. That's a long ass time to sit. It's one thing to watch it from home when I can get up and go do other shit and play a game or go listen to some music or exercise.
Yeah.
Like whatever I want to do while I'm watching. Boy, you're in the arena. Oh my god, my ass would have been asleep. There's no way.
And there's no time in between matches.
Yeah, they jump from one thing to another. There's no downtime. I mean, that's one thing that I kind of dislike about WWE is that there's significant downtime between the matches, which is too much. Which I think you've mentioned on the show earlier. There's just
what we started off with.
Having 4 matches is fine, but the gap between the matches can't be 40 minutes.
You cut half the time between matches and add another match.
Yeah, it
exactly. Would not feel any longer.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like there was so much. I mean, we'll talk about WWE another time. Focusing in on AEW. Yeah, they just don't give anyone time to breathe. It's like the match ends and they have maybe a minute of celebration and replay, and then they're right on to the next video package for the next match. They're just shuffling them in, shuffling them out. It's a conveyor belt of matches. It's not good. Not good for the audience energy levels. And yeah, I don't think I've heard a crowd that quiet since what was that tag team match at Royal Rumble?
Motor City Machine Guns, the DIY.
DIY, yeah. Like, and even they were louder than what was going on for this match. Nobody gave a crap. Even during like super moves that Moxley and Cope were doing against each other, they barely got a reaction. It was dead. Absolutely dead. And then you fell asleep before anything major happened. Eventually what occurred was there was a bunch of interference. Who's the first one to come in?
Yuta?
Yes, the first one was come in was Yuta. So the big storyline going into this match was that Cope had taken out every member of the Death Riders. But Yuta was technically not a member of the Death Riders. He was kind of like on the outs with Moxley. So Yuta comes down and everyone's like, oh, is he still with Moxley or is he going to help Cope? And I'm like, of course he's going to join Moxley. Like, duh. Like,
Yeah.
This is not a mystery whatsoever. And sure enough, Yuta comes into the ring after a ref bump and goes to act like he was going to attack Moxley, but then attacks Cope. And then Jay White comes down for the save, attacks Yuta, and they go off into the ether. I don't know what they were doing. They just left, I guess.
Dancing.
Yeah, dancing around. Did the Mamba out of the arena. And then something happens. Moxley goes for Cope goes for a cover. Yeah, Cope goes for a cover on Moxley. And some mystery person pulls the ref out of the ring, I believe.
Yeah.
And the mystery person ends up being Christian. And once again we get ref discretion. The ref doesn't disqualify anybody. He just wakes up and goes, "Oh, hi, Christian." And then Christian's like, "I'm cashing in my shot at the title." Signs his paper. The match becomes a triple threat. Christian spears Cope twice. Cope kicks out of both. And then Moxley comes into the ring from behind, gets Christian in the Bulldog submission that he does.
Yep, Bulldog choke.
And Christian can't get out of it and passes out, and Moxley wins.
Yep.
That's it. Christian didn't take a single bump. He just got caught in the Bulldog and couldn't escape. Way to make Christian look like an absolute chump. Way to make his cash-in a complete waste of time. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that was bad. That was absolutely terrible. And the reaction of the crowd.
The crowd went mild.
So when Christian came out and signed it, they came unglued. They came alive, like, holy shit, we didn't see this coming. Oh my god! And then when he was going for the pin twice, and he kicked out, they were all, like, you could feel the air start to leak out of the room, and they were all like, "Where's this going? Oh, he's not gonna win. Oh, Moxley's got him in the submission. Oh, he's not getting out of the submission, is he?
No.
Oh, he passed out. Okay." And then there was this look of just everyone kind of looked at each other in the audience and just kind of gave like a what the fuck.
Yeah.
That was it. That was what we waited. Like, how long has Christian had that shot thing for? Like,
you got
8
it
months?
all in.
Which was in July? August. So September, October, November, December, January, February, March. 7 months. We wait. And he cashes it in and loses without even taking a bump. Wow. That is... Who was the first wrestler to not win his cash-in?
Baron Corbin. I think it was.
That was like... I think that was like Baron Corbin losing or Austin Theory losing.
Austin Theory losing his.
Yeah.
Because he kept his forever.
Yeah.
And he cashed it in for the U.S. title.
Yeah, for the U.S. title and lost. Yeah. What the... What stupid... Oh my god, I couldn't believe that. This was on that level of just like, wow. I'm speechless at how bad that was.
Yeah.
So once again,
it seems like they just decided, we got to end this and just end this contract thing.
Yeah, they were just like, I don't know what to do with it. Christian's not going to become champ, so we might as well just get rid of it. Wow.
Yeah.
Good job.
Which now that completely just makes him 100% irrelevant.
Completely irrelevant whatsoever. You lost to one move.
Yeah. So for Christian now, it's what now? And now it's not just Christian. It's Kip Sabian. It's Nick Wayne. It's
Nick Wayne's mom.
Yeah. What are they going to do with Nick Wayne's mom?
And Killswitch, is he still around?
He's still recovering from his double pneumonia.
Oh, yeah, that's
major
right.
Health issue.
Yeah. So it's like they couldn't have made a worse decision. Now, some people are speculating that this is leading to, or this is the catalyst for an Edge Christian feud.
Yep.
And I'm like, who cares?
You might think that too, but how? Christian speared him twice, right?
Yeah.
How are they going to go from that to reconcile?
Yeah, so obviously they're going to feud. That must be what the plan is. Christian versus Edge.
They had a blow-off feud. They had the Toronto Street Fight, whatever feud.
Yeah. Well, we got to see it again. Gotta do it again, bro. There's money. There's money in Edge and Christian. We got to sap that out.
No, the money in Edge and Christian is to have them reunite and win tag titles.
Yeah, I'd much rather see that. Yeah, I'd much rather see that than them fight. Yeah, I agree. Well, I mean, maybe that's the long-term goal, is they're going to feud and then they're going to, like, hug it out and... No, who knows. But once again, an absolutely god-awful main event for an AEW pay-per-view. Yeah. Again.
I mean, it didn't ruin the show for me, but...
No.
It is after...
Just like World's End. Same exact problem.
Yeah, after the 3 matches before it, that's how you end it? It's horrible.
Like just an absolute thud.
Like a big giant.
There's like a wet
fart after set.
So Moxley wins. He goes to leave the arena out through the crowd like he normally does. He gets stopped by Prince Nana, who is there for some reason. Moxley acts like he's going to take him out, and then the camera pans up above the stands where Swerve is perched Spider-Man style on the railing and jumps down with a crossbody onto Moxley, and then he poses, and that's how they end the show.
Because, of course, Swerve, when he won the match, he won the number 1 contender title shot.
So in 4 weeks, we get Moxley versus Swerve, I guess. Man. I'm just so baffled. You have guys like Omega, Takeshita, Will Ospreay, Fletcher, Swerve, MJF, Adam Page, and your main event is Moxley and Cope. What am I missing?
Because that's the world title. That's
I didn't mean, but like, why are they not in the world title scene?
Yeah,
you put Moxley and Cope in the title scene when all of these other guys are way over, way more interesting, have way better matches. Nothing against Moxley and nothing against Cope specifically. Moxley is a great villain. He's easy to hate. He's got a great theme, by the way. I love his new heel theme. I think it's... You hear that and you're like, oh, here comes that piece of shit. I love it. Cope, I'm just over. I'm sorry. Your time's up, man. I don't know. I don't like him anymore.
For a world title.
Yeah, he should not be anywhere near the main event. Nowhere near it. Go away. All the respect in the world to you. You did amazing things in your career, but you are not main event level material anymore. I'm sorry. You're just not. You're just not interesting. Maybe if you turn heel, I might care. But a face Edge, face Cope, ugh.
I mean, it's the same character as he was before he started Judgment Day.
Yeah, and
in
that gave
WWE.
me so much hope when he did the Judgment Day thing. I was like, oh, this is badass. This like suit wearing Edge,
Yeah.
with his new style haircut and his like new demeanor. I'm like, this is sick. And he's bringing up Damian Priest and he's bringing up Rhea Ripley. I'm like, this is like Evolution 2.0.
Yeah.
I love this shit. This is great. And then they pulled the plug on it. I'm like, what is happening?
Yep.
It worked out for WWE, but it definitely didn't work out for Cope.
Nope. Because he just came to AEW and he's just the same character as he was before. And
yeah,
with that, you're just another ex-WWE guy.
Yeah. Rated R my ass. Like, what's rated R about you?
Yeah.
Okay, this match I give... I mean, how can I give it less that, or how can I give it more than the one that I gave to
Hurt Syndicate?
The Hurt Syndicate match. How can I give it more than that? I don't know. I mean, at least it had that moment with Christian in it. So I guess I got to give it a point for that. But that moment sucked itself. So I guess I got to give it a 2. I can't. I could give it a 1, but I give it a 2.
I've got to give it a 3, same as the Hurt Syndicate.
Just unbelievably bad. All right, how did we do on that prediction?
For the prediction, we both thought Mox was going to win. I had 4. You had 1.
No. Oh, God, no. That's like the third or fourth one in a row. All right, hold on. Let me get my belt. Hold on. I might have to say goodbye in a second. Hold on.
Now, do we want to do overall show first, ranking?
Yeah, let's do that first. Yeah. Overall show.
I wrote mine down, so I'm going to do the good thing and take the average.
Oh, yeah. Good call.
Everything I ranked.
That's a good call. I should have done that.
So 3 for Mox, 9 for Tony.
Well, here, 7, I might do that. How many matches were there? 9?
9 matches.
Okay, let me see if I can do mine. Okay, what did I give?
Ooh.
Okay, I gave that. What did I give MJF and Adam Page? A 5? Or 6? 6.
6. We went 6. We both went 6.
Hurt Syndicate, I gave a 1. Mercedes and Momo, I think I gave it a 1. Because I gave the main event a 2. Mercedes Momo, what did I give that?
7, I think we get it.
No,
it was second. It was after.
Oh, yeah, right.
Page and MJF a 6. I think we both gave that one a 7.
Yeah, Will Ospreay, I gave a 5.
You gave 5, yeah.
Takeshita Omega, I gave a 3, I think, or a 4. Takeshita Omega, I think I gave a 3. And then
Takeshita Omega 3.
Yeah, because that was the one with like the thousands of kickouts that I absolutely hate. Yeah. Tony Storm versus Miami, I think I gave that an 8 or a 7. No, I gave it an 8. And then the world title I gave it 2. So divide that by 9. Okay, so my average. So I'm rounding. I have to round up in this case, I guess. Or what? How do you want to do that? Do you want to round up or down? I think we should round down. If you can't make it to the number above, then it should be round down.
Okay.
Just automatically.
Mine works out.
Wow, damn. Mine was a 0.7. I went to a 0.7. So
okay.
My rating is a 5.
Mine's a 6.
It was an average AEW pay-per-view. Okay. Yeah, well, we're on the same boat then.
Now, if I hadn't have done that, I probably would have. I would have waffled between a 6 and a 7.
Yeah, I would say probably a 6 if I didn't average it out. But I mean, which makes sense because mine was a 5.7.
Yeah.
So 6 makes sense. But I'll stick with my 5 because I'm not gonna give it the 0.3 extra. All right, let's add up these.
So how do you want me to do it? You want me to add them up? Or
You secretly add them up. Just secretly add them up and write them down, and then reveal the whiteboard.
Right. Okay.
Can you do that?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. Hold on. All right. For the coveted Wrestling Renaissance Predictions Championship. Good luck.
So I missed 2 matches. I missed the 2 matches that I was unsure about. I missed the Adam Page and MJF match, and I missed the Swerve and Ricochet match. You missed the Brody King Okada match. You missed the MJF match, and you missed Kyle Fletcher.
Ooh. But the points matter.
But the points matter.
So maybe I got lucky, but I'm not thinking that's a good sign.
So, your winner and new prediction champion by a score of 42-31.
Oh.
Your big one is you missed. You picked MJF for 7 and lost MJF for 7.
Get that belt on, you intelligent bastard.
This is my
That's your
prediction
predictions
belt. And this is my trivia belt.
Oh, he's once again Cole 2 belts. I
am Cole 2 belts. Yep.
Well,
Cole 2 titles.
My title. There goes my title. It's put away into the vault until it comes back to Daddy. Wow, you destroyed me. Absolutely destroyed me.
I only got one more match correct than you.
But you did the points better than me.
Yep.
It's all about the points. Wow. Well, congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
My title reign has ended. Man.
Good news for me. We do have another AEW pay-per-view before a WWE PLE.
You do. The next time you defend that will be the week of April 3rd, April 10th for AEW Dynasty. So you may get a success, your first successful defense. This would be.
We're gonna have to figure out how to do WrestleMania too. If we're gonna do 2 separate predictions.
Nah, we'll do the whole show.
We're gonna do
one big show.
We'll figure out when we get there.
Yeah, that'll be the biggest, the biggest prediction show we've done. That'll be our first WrestleMania.
If there's 14 matches total, will we do 1 through 14, or will we break it up into nights? That
would mean someone would defend it and then lose it without a show happening, potentially.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, we can just do 1 point through 7 points for night 1 and 1 point through 7 points for night 2.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Add the 2 together.
I see what you mean. I got you. Well, we'll have to think about that. Yeah.
Figure that out down the road.
Good point. Yeah, we still got several weeks before that.
5 weeks.
5 weeks. Yep. Between then and now, we've got several non-pay-per-view PLE weeks. So we're gonna have some cool stuff for you guys. We're gonna have we've talked about it before. We're gonna do a tier maker WrestleMania ranked 2-part episode, which we'll start recording next week. That one's gonna be the Big Daddy. That's gonna be fun. The Granddaddy tier maker. That's gonna be the big one. We'll have some trivia as well down the line, and then we got the Dynasty predictions and WrestleMania predictions. So lots of stuff coming up for Wrestling Renaissance and Wrestling Renaissance ranked / run-in. We're gonna figure that out.
Like, subscribe, and turn notifications on, so when one pops up, you will know.
Exactly. If you want to reach me, I'm TJ-Leo on BlueSky.
And I am Champion 2. Cole 2K.
Oh, damn you!
On X and the BlueSky.
Indeed, you are Champion Cole 2K.
Yep.
If you want to email us, it's co.op.podcast@gmail.com. And that's our show.
That is it.
One thing I wanted to mention before we go.
Yes.
I loved the logo for Revolution.
I liked it, yeah.
I think it's gorgeous. It kind of gave me like cyberpunk vibes.
A little bit.
It's pretty cool.
That was good.
So we will be back next week. with the tier maker WrestleMania stuff. Look forward to that. Good show. We'll see y'all next week.